The Siege of Castle Ravenloft. This adventure is set in the shadowy land of Barovia, where the ruling council struggles to keep the peace in the absence of their leader, Lord Stradbon Zarevich, who's missing for decades. Our adventurers are approached by one of the top members of the ruling council, who urgently hires them to help defend Castle Ravenloft from an impending invasion. The invaders are a powerful army of monsters and undead led by a fearsome creature from a distant land. The adventurers accept the task and make their way to Castle Ravenloft, where they meet with the defenders and begin preparing for the battle. They gather weapons and supplies, fortify the castle's defenses, and devise a strategy to hold off the invaders. As the invaders draw closer, the tension in the castle mounts. The adventurers stand at the ready, waiting for the enemy to strike. When the attack finally comes, it is brutal and relentless. The undead monsters seem endless. As the invaders continue to attack Castle Ravenloft, the defenders start to feel the weight of their losses. Our heroes are pushed to their limits as they fight to hold their ground. The battle is brutal and bloody, with the defenders suffering heavy casualties. The ground is littered with the bodies of fallen comrades, and the air is thick with the smell of death and decay. The defenders are starting to lose hope as the invaders seem to gain the upper hand. They are exhausted and battered, and many of them are barely able to stand. The ruling council members are huddled in a corner of the castle, fear etched on their faces. They know that if the castle falls, they will all be slaughtered or turned into undead monsters themselves. As our adventurers continue to fight, they start to wonder if they will ever see the light of day again. They are on the brink of defeat, and the future looks bleak. Just when all hope seems lost, there is a sudden shift in the tide of the battle. The defenders hear a loud rumble and a burst of dark energy fills the air. Suddenly, Count Stradbon Zarevich appears on the battlefield, his dark cloak billowing in the wind and his ruby-red pendant glowing bright. The undead attackers appear disoriented for a moment, as if there was a struggle for their control. Any of the living monsters who had joined in the attack turn on their own and flee in terror at the sight of their former master. Strad's eyes are glowing with dark magic, and he raises his hands, unleashing a powerful blast of energy that decimates several invaders. The defenders watch in awe as Strad single-handedly turns the tide of the battle. The defenders rallied behind Strad and redouble their efforts, fighting with renewed energy and determination. Together, they drive back the invaders and protect the castle. As the last of the invaders falls, the defenders let out a cheer of victory. They are overjoyed to see their leader return and grateful for his help in defeating the invaders. Strad reclaims his throne and restores order to Barovia, thanks to the valiant efforts of the defenders and our adventurers. The ruling council members hail the adventurers as heroes and reward them with a large sum of gold and their undying gratitude. The adventurers return home as heroes, hailed by the people of the kingdom for their bravery and selflessness.